so excited.
It's time for Two Guys and a Goalie with Dustin Nielson, Matt Kassian, and the goalie, Joaquin Gage.
Oh, baby! What is up? How's it going? This is great. I feel really, really good today. I'm so happy to be here with you two boys. It's YouTube Trev alongside Joaquin Gage and Matt Kassian right here on Two Guys and a Goalie, brought to you by GS Construction. Where is this bad boy? GS Construction is hiring now. GS is looking for experienced pipe layers, operators, top men, and superintendents. Visit gsconstruction.ca. And of course, Two Guys and a Goalie is brought to you by all of Edmonton Sports Talk, is brought to you by Play Alberta. What is up, boys? How we doing? Cass, how you doing?
I'm good. Let's know?
Sorry, I'm yelling. I'm so pumped right now.
It may have been talked about already, but I haven't got to talk about it. But Trev, did you know we have a celebrity in our midst today?
Yes. Yes, we do, Cass. Yeah, that's on tap today. We're going to talk about, man, what a great day. I'm so happy to be filling in today. There's so much to discuss. But yeah, it's been a minute, boys. How are we feeling? Gage, how was your weekend? How was the event? I know you talked about it yesterday on EST Afternoons. I do have a few questions, but I mean, what was it like?
It was good. It was a lot of fun. It's the weekend on a whole was pretty good because we got to curl together. I didn't know that we were such a good team curling.
Man.
Like that was great. Good sweepers. And then I dropped my partner Hernan off at the rec room, and he proceeded to wreck himself to ruin his Sunday essentially. And then, then the Sunday, just the butterflies. Cass sent me a real nice text later.
Let's go.
It was a very unique experience
to
have for sure.
Absolutely. Just hearing it on your show yesterday with Hernan, man, I was on my ride home from work and I was just smiling the whole time. Yeah. I was just like, oh, this is so cool. So yeah, I was able to see some of the footage that Tommy was able to get. And the one question, like I do have, I'll lay out the show in just a sec here as well. But when McDavid was coming down there, was that the fastest you've ever seen anyone come down the ice?
No.
No?
No.
Really?
I've played against some.
Trev, he's played against me in alumni games at lunchtime.
I forgot.
Yeah. So.
I forgot, Cass. Yes, absolutely.
Like I've played against some speed. Like it was fast.
Yeah.
I don't think he was fully cranked up.
That wasn't 100.
But I mean, sometimes I bet you he's actually quicker when someone's chasing him. You know. But I'll say he was moving at a pretty good clip.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Well, that's awesome. Right on, guys. Well, this is going to be a very, very good show. What's on tap today? We're going to catch up as it's been a minute. I was telling Gager before the show. A lot to talk about, but we're going to tee up the Oilers and Leafs game as well. McDavid's article in the Players Tribune. Just a fantastic read that was. We got a lot of Olympic talk to get to, and then near the end of the show, of course, we got Numbers Crunchers presented by Play Alberta and Hire It or Fire It. For GS Construction. So yeah, I mean, curling was so much fun. You curled last year. Cass, have you curled? Are you much of a curler? Oh, can't hear you, Cass. Sorry. Was that Hernan?
No, that would have been me. I was I had a fan on behind me, and I turned it off. You have to get used to that, Trev, when I'm around. It happens frequently. Just in case you didn't know, but I know you did. Yes. I'm not very good at curling. I have fun. I enjoy doing it. I'm not very good. Now, prior to the Bond spiel, I had committed many months ago to coach ringette in a tournament. And so I was tied up. We had, I think, 3 tournaments all at once for everybody. So it was an insane weekend. So I very disappointed that I didn't get to be there because Bonspiels they're a great time. Again, I don't ever anticipate winning anything if I go. I just anticipate having fun and yelling lots because that's what I do. So I'm sad that I missed it, but I heard just fantastic things and heard about how much fun it was.
Are these your girls curling? Yes.
No, I wasn't in a curling tournament. I was in ringette tournament.
Oh, I mean ringette tournament. Sorry. Well, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Your girls play ringette?
The oldest doesn't. She's swimming.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So hers, I wasn't coaching. The oldest had her swimming, but I wasn't coaching hers. The other two, the ringette, I'm helping out. But swimming, my oldest is already well past what I have ever been capable of from a swimming standpoint. It's actually kind of nuts. She's a good little swimmer. That's not.
Awesome. Yeah. I like that. I like the. It's just the difference because when my kids, I mean, they just swam at True Blue or whatever, right? But it was usually in the wintertime. You'd go in there and it'd be like -30, and you go into a nice warm swimming pool and just be like, this is perfect. Now I don't know what our start times are like because usually once you get into the competitive side, aren't you getting to, like before school, 5:30 a.m., stuff like that?
She hasn't hit that yet, but it's shifted because she got bumped up to the older kids.
Look at this.
Yeah, so it's evenings now. It's later evenings where it was like 5 p.m. before, like three days a week, I think 5 p.m. And now it's 4 days a week. 3 of those are like 7:15 to 8:15 or like 7 to 8:15, like something like that. And then one on Saturday afternoon where she's got like they do spin and core. So it's like they do conditioning on bikes and then they do a core class and she's 10 and they're doing this stuff, which is crazy. Granted, she's with kids that are older than her now. Yeah. They've moved her into, with up. So she's like you wouldn't know it looking cause she's really tall. Mm-hmm. But yeah, she's like 2 years younger than everybody in there. She has fun. She's hanging out with the big kids. So it's a great time.
Nice. Right on. Yeah. Nasty's definitely put a chat or any comments, any questions for the boys. You can hop onto the Nasty chat, and as well, you can text us 780-218-9999. Just one last question about, Gager being on the ice there with McDavid. And maybe just for Cass, but like for you guys, because I'm a fan. I never had that. I look up to you guys. I watch, and I'm like, man, like what is it like? But just a quick question. I'm just curious. Who was the most skilled player you guys have ever seen in person, like on the ice, where you're just like taken back, like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I just saw that.
For me, like in a certain setting, like when it's not during an NHL game, it's tough because there's a physical element, and sometimes you don't see the total skill of a person. I mean, when you're out, like it's funny because I've played men's league games and stuff like that and charity events, and for the first time in a while, you go out on the ice with a bunch of NHLers, like they all look like skates are part of their body. Right. For when you go out in charity events, it seems sometimes skates on certain people look foreign because they don't look as stable, like it looked different. But I would have to say Paul Kariya was the most talented because I played summer hockey with him too. Right. So you would really see what he was capable of doing when he didn't really have to worry about getting run over. And stuff. It was just crazy what he could do with the puck. Another guy that is scary skilled was Cliff Ronning that I played with a lot too. He was amazing hockey player. Right on.
Cass?
Yeah, I'd go we'll go the easy one in Erik Karlsson in Ottawa would have been, and that was Erik in his prime. Like he was something else. I mean, still fantastic player. But his level of skill was just ridiculous. I'll still tell stories about how, like, in a game, and I wouldn't ever think of doing this. Maybe at like men's league pace now, maybe I would.
Yeah.
Right. Like at that pace is like I could get away with doing some of this stuff, but not at NHL pace. He did it at full speed in the NHL, still does it undoubtedly. But he would look in a game at the reflection in the glass as he's going back. Like he would still shoulder check, but he'd be looking at the forechecker in the glass. Like the reflection in the glass, going back to pick up a puck that's sitting flat against the wall, which is one of the most difficult things to do as a defenseman, or is it just in general, is like full speed. How do you angle? You have someone coming in to either strip you of the puck or run you over. How do you pick it up with speed and be evasive? And he's watching in the glass to see where the guy is so that he can spin off and transition to go forward up ice. He was ridiculous. An underrated one for just most skilled, I would have to put is Pierre-Marc Bouchard with Minnesota. So, concussion problems and injuries that I think derailed him much sooner than he or anybody really would have liked. But that guy had skill. And it was the same thing in a lot of ways as Korea. Like he's a littler guy, smaller guy with concussion problems. So it's like, so he had to be careful out there. But if you took those away, like if you're just messing around in practice, the sheer skill level that guy had and ability with the puck on a stick was ridiculous, just ridiculous from just a sheer skill standpoint. He was on another level.
Didn't you say this summer when you were in Minnesota, Cass, with it was Boldy that kind of
Boldy shocked me, but that was different. That's like it was the package of the player watching him. And I think you see that this year with, and probably saw it too, if you watched the Minnesota versus Edmonton game, where it's like, he's got a little bit of that, we'll call it traditional power forward in him. Maybe not quite at the, not quite as physical and angry as Iggy was when he played. But there's a little bit of that in there, right? Where it's like, no, he's explosive, fantastic release, but just big and strong too. No, he was watching him, and when he was running through drills, is like he impressed me at ice level watching. I hadn't seen a guy with that from a physical attribute and stylistically how he's able to play it. I hadn't seen anyone in a little while that can do what Boldy does.
Trev, do you go to practices at all?
Nah.
Have you ever been to a practice?
One day.
Yeah, you should go to a practice, because that's when you're like,
where you really
what?
See the skill, right?
Yeah,
I was just gonna say that.
You'll see some drills and a guy flying around, and you're like, how does this guy not score 50 goals during the season?
Well,
This is ridiculous. Look at him.
I was
He's
a prime
scoring on
example
every
of that.
shot.
Yeah. Well, did you see how often I toe drag Gager when we're on the ice? And it's like you would never see me do that, and never see me try any of that stuff in a game. But it's like, no, I can do anything. I still shock my wife with that. I was on the road a couple of weeks ago, and my middle had a tournament, ringette tournament. So my wife was taking her, and so she was waiting for the game to start. Like they were still getting ready, and she caught the end of a men's league game. It was like a lunchtime, whatever. She didn't game pick up, whatever. It was on a weekend, whatever it was. I don't know if it was a league or whatever, but a men's league game. And she texted me after. She's like, "Yeah, when I watch you play, you're way better than those guys." And I was like, "Well, yeah, like."
That's so good.
You can actually do stuff. No, it's for as much as we criticize guys sometimes for their play, and guys that are like the muckers and grinders, we could criticize people on Janmark for not scoring, or Henrique for being like, oh man, he looks like he slowed down a little bit. I'm like, yeah, but if you put them out on the ice against everybody else in the world, they look pretty darn good.
Yeah. And
the guys that are less skilled, so it's like, oh, Frederick, he can't do anything. It's like, well, yeah, at the NHL pace, you see at times there's been some challenges for him this year, but he's still really, really skilled compared to everybody else. So yeah, there's some of those guys out there. It's crazy. And that's one of the things, Gager, where I was when I texted you this, I was so excited for you to be out there, was knowing that your family was there. Was just your kids getting to see dad do something really cool and being really good at it, right? Like, because actually, I didn't get to ask you that. So did your kids ever get to watch you play?
My son did, but he was young, right? Like really young. Little. He wouldn't remember. He would see me play more in those like the Alzheimer's and stuff when I played a lot in net.
Yeah,
and I played a couple men's league tournaments where he came and watched and stuff, but
but not in that type of environment.
Not
right.
with
Not in it. Yeah.
11,000 people,
right.
Sitting there.
The pro environment.
Yeah.
So that, I don't know, that to me was that's just so cool and so special for you to get to do that, for them to get to see that and see that, hey, Dad still got it, right? Gager still got it. Still got a little something. This is great.
Yeah, my wife was funny because she's not a huge hockey fan, right? She doesn't, but she goes, you know what? I don't like watching hockey, but I really do like watching you play. And so that was pretty sweet.
Nice.
It's awesome.
So do I, Gager. I saw a TikTok. I saw several TikToks.
Did you?
Yeah, so did I.
Like, oh my gosh, this is so sweet.
Well, not TikToks.
Yeah,
Instagrams.
it was. It's such a good point, though. I remember, like, whenever I only went to a handful of Oilers games, but I always told my dad or my stepdad, whoever was taking me, like, we need to watch warm-ups. Like, I want to see what these guys can do. Yeah. And I was just a little kid. I'd always be in the front row, like, just watching and just be in awe of what they're doing. Just, something as simple as just the skating, the stick handles, but the way they do it. And then it was last year's Four Nations face-off. Like, during the break, I remember watching a clip of Derek Ryan. He was at just a local scrimmage. And just, a bunch of, kids maybe, like teenagers and all that. They look pretty good. But, man, he just stood out like a sore thumb. I'm like, this is the best player I've ever seen in my entire life. I was like, this is crazy. And it just goes to show how skilled the NHL is. But just maybe just over an hour ago now, Elliot Friedman. He announced, as per Elliot Friedman, Sam Bennett will replace Anthony Cirelli for Team Canada. What are your guys' thoughts? Bennett over Hyman. Is that the right decision? What do you guys think?
Yeah. I mean, I guess if you were looking to replace Cirelli, what's the hierarchy, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I think you could easily put in Hyman and not miss a beat. But no, Bennett, he's got the hardware. You saw what he was able to do with the Four Nations. I think that kind of tilted it in his favor for them to go that direction. And I'm happy for him. I really like him as a player. He's hard not to like as a hockey player.
Cass?
I understand it, but Hyman has been red hot.
Just automatic.
And I get so for like a Four Nations fighting, like more physical, not that we anticipated that was going to happen, but that's what happened. I get for that I'm like, all right, Bennett, maybe a little bit over Hyman. But where I'm like, okay, there's not going to be fighting. Guys aren't going to be getting kicked out the same. A greasy player that plays that way. I like Bennett's, yes, amazing, good player. I would love to have him on my team, but between the two of them, if I had to pick right now, today, who's been playing better this season, who fits better right now, I kind of got to lean Hyman slightly. Maybe that's Edmonton bias and we just see him all the time, but he's been so good recently and putting the puck away, and he's playing with McDavid in that instance. So I know how you can't, because Bennett is good. It's not to take away anything from him, but I kind of lean towards Hyman a little bit.
Trev, do you what's your level of concern with people that can play with McDavid properly? Because and that's the thing with Hyman, it's plug and play.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, like I keep on going back to as soon as they announced the roster, they were like, James Duthie was like, the biggest question now is who plays with Connor McDavid. And it's like, what do you mean? Like, why are we asking this? Why are we even asking? We have the answer. It's Zach Hyman, who's right now, as of, I forget the stat, and that was at the time, it was like December 9th, but Hyman was like leading the league in goals during the almost a month stretch. Like he was scoring every single night. So yeah, like that is an issue. I mean, I don't have to, we've talked about it lots, with Crosby getting his Kunitz. I think, Zach Hyman brings so much more to the table than a Chris Kunitz. No offense to him. Ideally, I wish that, no offense, again, like these are all unbelievable talents, and I'm so happy that they're repping Team Canada, but I would have Bennett and Hyman, and, with Cirelli coming out, I wish there was Bennett in, Hyman in, and Horvat out, and Cirelli out. That's how I would have had it, but like you just look what, you talk about Bennett, and maybe it is my Oilers bias coming out as well, Cass, but Like Hyman, you look what Sam Bennett, he showed up in the playoffs last year. He was a Conn Smythe winner. He assisted on one of I think it was the tying goal in the Four Nations against the Americans last year. But I mean, Hyman's no slouch at all either. We've seen in the last two playoffs, his first one 2 years ago where, he capped off a 50-goal season with, almost 20 goals, a 70-goal campaign, which is just insane. And then last year he was leading he would have broke a record for hits as well, right? Like they're pretty well the same player. I just like that Hyman plays. We already know that he plays with McDavid and has unbelievable success that only maybe Draisaitl has matched, right? Like I don't know, man. It blows my mind that he's still not there, but I don't know. That might be my bias.
Oh yeah, I mean,
I watch them every night.
It's tough because we're in this market. We see what they're capable of. Like
Yeah.
the amount of time I've watched Panther games is very limited to the amount I've watched Zach Hyman. So, but I get it. I do get it. But I'm not sure. Is Braden Point still question mark? Is there still
TBD? Yes.
Yeah. So we'll have to wait and see what happens if. Like, I got to make a decision quick here, don't they?
Yeah. It starts this Friday. I don't know, actually. Probably should have checked up on that, but I do not know when the deadline is to announce, if Braden Point is going to be replaced or not. But I don't know. Smitty the Welder in the nasty chat. Hyman doesn't kill penalties. He hasn't in the last few seasons, but I'm pretty sure. Well, I know for a fact he did in Toronto with his time being there, which Toronto is in town tonight. We'll touch on that near the end of the show. But Olympics, baby. Olympic talk. This is my favorite thing to discuss. I miss this so much, man. 12 years was the last time NHLers were allowed to go to the Olympics, back in 2014, the Sochi Olympics. That year, Pharrell Williams, Happy was the top song in 2014.
I like that.
And Nasty's, text in the question here. I'm just going, where were you in 2014? Cass, I'll go to you, and then I'll go to Gager, but I just want to rattle these off. Guardians of the Galaxy, Transformers, Age of Extinction, and The Hobbit, Battle of the Five Armies were the top grossing movies that year. You got Matthew McConaughey. He won Best Actor in his role for Dallas Buyers Club. Bruno Mars and the Red Hot Chili Peppers performed during the Super Bowl halftime show. And of course, ALS Ice Bucket Challenge took the world by storm. Did you guys happen to partake in that?
I did.
Yeah.
I was actually in Kelowna.
I don't know. I think so.
Maybe.
I think my wife made me do it. I don't know.
Fair enough. But quick, where were you guys 12 years ago, 2014? Very curious.
Watching the gold medal game, you mean?
Or just in life in general. Yeah, where were you? What were you doing at that time? Two guys and a goalie wasn't quite a thing. It was 5 years
wasn't.
Before.
I distinctly, the Ice Bucket Challenge, I remember because we were in Kelowna for that. I do remember the gold medal game because it was obviously the time difference was off.
Just the worst.
And I went to make myself a coffee, but I have an espresso maker, so I was grinding the beans really early. And I do remember my wife coming down going, "What are you doing?" But I go, "The game's on." So I remember watching and it's funny because the one that was in Vancouver I was way more anxious watching that one than I was watching the one in Sochi. It just felt like they were toying with them. And I think it was only like 2-1 or the score, but it just seemed like there was no chance that the Americans were even going to come close to doing anything. And the Carey Price was making everything look routine. The D on that team was just so dominant. How they controlled the play and got the puck up ice. And it was probably the most comfortable I've ever felt in a gold medal game with Canada.
Yeah, right on. Cass?
Well, but before the gold medal game, I was in the Bahamas. That's where I was. For a couple of days. Yeah, that was
nice.
Because of playing in Ottawa, and so we with the extended break. So my wife and I went to the Bahamas for a little vacation. Left the dog, which he was still a little pup, so we had to find some puppy sitters for him, which we did, and then we took off. So we're in the Bahamas for a little bit, and then came back, and then watched the rest of it. And it was lots of fun. I actually don't recall where I was. I may have been at home watching the gold medal game, or we may have had some at somebody's house. I can't remember where exactly I was watching that, but I do know at the start of the Olympics I was in the Bahamas, and at the end of it I was back in Ottawa.
Nice. Right on. This is Two Guys and a Goalie presented by GS Construction. We got Matt Kassian, we got the goalie, and I am YouTube Trev. If you have any questions, make sure to drop a comment down below in the nasty chat, or of course, text us 780-218-9999. Let's see if we can get this bad boy to 100 likes as well. I would absolutely like that. And subscribe if you're new to the channel. You happen to stumble across Edmonton Sports Talk. Give us a subscription. We would absolutely love it. But I got a quick quiz for you guys, if that's okay. I just like going back to this 2014. I absolutely love it. And the NHL, which team back in 2014 won the President's Trophy? If you guys,
2014.
yeah, do you guys remember? Nasties, you can play along as well.
Yeah.
Cass, you were playing, so that's
I know. I'm trying to remember who. Was it Pitt? No. Maybe it was. Was it Pittsburgh?
It was not. Right conference.
It could have been Washington then.
No, not quite.
No, really.
It is out east though.
Oh, geez, 2014.
Washington. Why was it one of those two teams? Oh, Boston.
Nope.
What? Oh my goodness. I'm out then.
Was the Rangers?
Go through the whole
It
conference.
was the Rangers.
Yeah.
Rangers won 113 points that season. Do you guys remember who won the cup that year?
2013-14 was the Rangers?
My apologies. I was looking at 14-15. My apologies.
Oh,
Yeah.
So you got it.
God. It was Boston.
it was Boston.
I am sorry, Cass.
Yeah. That's okay. That's okay. I was just like, man, I knew Pittsburgh was first in like, I was like, I figured Pittsburgh was close. Like, I think they ended up being second. And then Washington wasn't nearly as good. I thought Washington was pretty good that year too, but I was mistaken.
Okay.
Boston.
Well, this isn't even the right year, so damn it.
Here we go.
It's all right, man.
It's all good. Yeah, okay. Well,
Still
for just
fun.
sort of do you guys want to continue or we can pass? I got some few more.
No, let's do it. Give it to us.
Okay,
Let's
so
keep
this,
going.
I should have clarified. This is 2014-15, not 2013-14. My apologies there. So the cup that year, 2014-15. Do you guys remember?
So that was the next year.
Was it
Was
LA?
that LA?
No, it is out west. One of the I could say a dynasty, the first dynasty I've seen in my lifetime. I would say,
It was
Dynasty.
Boston then.
or out west.
Out west? Oh, Anaheim.
Oh, I guess not quite then. Chicago, because I mean they're in the they were in the west then, I believe, right?
Yeah, they were.
But it's tricky because they are out east. For goals, who led the league in scoring that year? This one should be
Danny Heatley. No. It wasn't
Thornton?
here.
new.
No. For goals that year.
Or scoring.
Would have been
Yeah, for just goals.
For just goals.
Just
for
goals.
goals. Ovechkin?
Yeah, baby.
Yeah.
yeah.
Let's go.
How many did he score?
You got 53. Pretty solid. And he's still at it. Just two more, boys. Who led the league in assists that year?
Backstrom.
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah. Oh, he's got 53 for sure.
And then lastly, which is kind of crazy, who won the Art Ross that season? It's kind of just insane knowing that Connor McDavid with his points right now would be more than the points.
Oh,
In this
Jamie
season.
Ben.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. What do you have, like 74 or something?
87 points.
Yeah.
Right on. Okay, we're halfway through the show, boys. Hope you guys are having fun. Nasties as well. I just want to touch on this. One last Olympic question for you guys, and maybe I'll start it off as well. I love this conversation. We've been robbed a bit of it for 12 years now. Best on best, and we're going to get into that as well with McDavid and his article on the Players Tribune called Dear Canada, which was published last night, but just best Olympic memory. Do you guys have one? I was at the 2010 Olympics. Still to this day, just one of my fondest memories. It was just unbelievable. My stepdad won tickets, 4 tickets, and was able to go with my best bud and my best bud's dad as well. It was just an unreal experience. The only thing that could have made it better if I was 18. I was 12 at the time, but I just remember I got to go see Team Canada. I've said this a few times on the Nielson show as well, but Team Canada versus Slovakia. Man, these seats, we were row 15.
Oh, really?
Like, it was crazy.
Oh, neat.
And like I said earlier, I loved going to the warm-ups. I wanted to see these players practice, and then I brought my camera, and I brought a journal with me as well. I was just writing on that thing every single day, every single second. I'm like, I'm on the bus right now. But I went down, and Bobby Lou, he started that night, and I just remember I was right there. Like, he was right in front of me. And I'm like, wow, that is Roberto Luongo. And like, I am like 10 feet away from Roberto Luongo. Awesome. And I'll never forget, I'm getting some sick shots. My mom scrapbooked these because they were just actually pretty solid photos. And Bobby Lou, he looks back and he gives me a wink.
Yeah.
And I just remember that stuck with me for the rest of my life. And it always will, man. Like, I'm still just a kid. I'm just like, I look up. These guys are my heroes. I got to see Sid. I got to Niedermeyer, Pronger, Doughty, Taves, like just legends of the game. And Roberto Luongo, Brodeur was there as well. I don't know. That has always stuck with me. But yeah, just that's my favorite Olympic story. If you guys want to touch on yours. You have any?
Go for it, Cass.
Yeah. I mean, my favorite probably would have been the golden goal. From a hockey standpoint, I love that one. We were playing, I was in Houston in the minors, but we had basically booked out a whole restaurant. The entire team was there, and we had a pretty healthy amount of Americans on that team. And so there was, it was aggressive, to say the least, between the two. And the competition was, basically you had weeks and weeks and months building between the U.S. and Canada, and people just wanting, or what would be the right term? Just puffing out their chests, for lack of a better term. You just really wanted them to win. And it was that, I don't know, it was just something of that, being able to celebrate from just being proud of your country, being in another country while your country won something, and being, not that we were the odd people out, and we probably cared way more than everybody else who was around. But it was just fun. Like, it was just a great moment. I remember, maybe the other one, if I'm going to core memories, is I remember Gretzky not going on the shootout. That's a cool Olympic memory too. Maybe on the flip side, one that's a negative one, but yeah, I think it was just not being in Canada, but watching Canada win in Canada. It was just awesome. Beating the US too.
Yeah, I mean, it's weird. I mean, maybe this is a terrible answer, but it would have to be the 2010 Olympics on a whole. Like, they started off so poorly with the death on the bobsleigh, right? And they had to make adjustments to the course because it was too steep. And I think it was like 4 days in, and Canada hadn't won a medal yet. And then the name of the guy escapes me, but who won for moguls, and his brother was there, and the moment that they had
Alex Bilodeau.
I mean, there wasn't a dry eye in the house when that happened, right? And it just snowballed from there. And I distinctly remember, like, because it was cold here, it was freezing, and what a time to just everyone be inside. And you walk through my neighborhood, and everyone seemed to go to whatever and pick up a 60 to 70 inch TV, because every single place had the Olympics on, and all the you could hear when you'd be walking around, if someone won a gold medal in an event, you could actually hear people start cheering, right? And then to end it all off with Sidney Crosby scoring the golden goal, that was just the whole part. And I forget, and I've said this before, I forget it was a major broadcaster in the U.S., And he went into this whole monologue of his time in Vancouver, and he talked about the sense of what he was getting of national pride in Canada, and not an arrogant, but just proud to be a Canadian, and what that meant to people. And he said he felt a little bit sad because he did see, being from the States, he was saying how we've lost some of that, and Americans should look to Canada to get some of that back, because he was just blown away by how welcoming and how everything went at that Olympics, and he was happy to be part of. And that would just, when someone talks nice about your country, you feel good about yourself. So yeah, it was definitely the 2010 Olympics.
Right on. Okay. Well, thank you, boys. I really appreciate that. I just wanted to get some Olympic talk out of the way. But the Oilers, they do welcome in the Toronto Maple Leafs tonight. And Connor McDavid, I'll touch on this before the game, but Dear Cass, Dear Gager, Connor McDavid's article called Dear Canada got published last night on the Players Tribune. Man, I don't know. It's just a fantastic read. Talks about his legacy, being a leader coming into the league. He confirmed he might actually be a robot. He did say that. He might be a robot. Talked about the 4 nations and how big that was for him. Biggest takeaway, though, he wants to win. And in Edmonton, did you guys happen to read it at all? And if so, what are your thoughts?
I did it, and it inspired me. It inspired me for something. I think what I would like to see from people the rest of this show is, because we're calling it Dear Leafs fans, and there was an open letter, the McDavid letter. I want to hear your best Dear Leafs fans one-liners. So,
yes.
For example, Dear Leafs Nation, he's not signing.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. Dear Leaf Nation, he's not signing. Or Dear Leafs Nation, you're not going to make the second round. or something. Just give me some of those. Give me some of those. Now on the McDavid one, I thought it was very well written. I really enjoyed it. It's is he a robot? Yeah. Yep.
He said he is.
Absolutely. Yeah. He said he is. It doesn't shock me one bit. Some of those high performers like that, it's that's just how they're built, and that's just how they think, and that's just how they operate. And it's one of the things that makes them so good at what they're doing. But I liked it. There was heart in it. I thought it was, I just thought it was well written. I really, really enjoyed it. It was a great read, guys.
Listening to him talk, and he did mention the robotics thing, but it's funny. I was watching some of the Australian Open over the past 2 weeks, and they showed some old clips of, I forget the guy's name. He's Australian. He's very outspoken and a little bit off. Kyrios, something. He's the bad boy of tennis, essentially. And I forget his
Kyrgios,
name.
Yeah,
Kyrgios, yeah. So Kyrgios is talking, and he says, "Who does he admire?" And he goes, "Well, Rafa Nadal. He says, if I did this like he did, if I did that, like if I could do that like him." And then they took all this, and then Nadal was talking, and they posed the question. He goes, could Kyrgios get to your level? Like if he did that, and Nadal's reaction was, there's no ifs in tennis. And I was like, whoa, wow. But that's the mindset of those types of guys. Like he's out practicing where he's going to place the ball when he serves, like just the meticulousness of these guys. And Connor McDavid's no different, right? He is somewhat robotic in his actions, but there's a reason why he's considered one of the best players on the planet, is because of the time and effort that he puts in that you do not see. And a lot of guys aren't willing to do something and commit to that level. And I mean, when you have that level of commitment and you merge it with that type of skill level, it creates something dominant. And that's what we've seen.
Yeah. My next question for you guys is, have you ever played with anyone that was that hockey driven, just hockey everything? And like, Gager, when you were at my place like 2 months ago, you were saying I would go to practice every morning, and I practiced and eventually they called me up to play practice with, kids that were older than me. And, it was just in your DNA. But like, was it ever like this extent? Have you ever played with someone where it's just like, come on, we can take a break. We just got off the ice. Like,
I don't think guys like that, and even when I was really in it, I didn't look at it as training, right? It was just what I wanted to go do.
Yeah.
I think that's part of it. It's not it's hard for me to explain.
It's a passion. It's not work.
Yeah. It's like, some guys, not that there's anything wrong, because I did it too, but some people just can't wait to go play video games.
Yeah.
Right? Like, but it's not work to them. It's not hard. It's easy. That's how it felt for me going to the rink and doing things. Now, as I got older, the only thing that slipped as I got older was the amount of time and preparation I had to do to get ready for the season. And I was like, because I was getting older and there was a lot more maintenance involved. And so that became, I got to go through all this again. But playing was fine. But then you get to the end and you kind of know, I'm not willing to put in that much. I can't put in that much time anymore.
Yeah. Gas?
The word passion is an interesting one because we throw it around all the time. But if you look at the root of the word, it, what a passion is something you're willing to suffer for. That's what passion means. Something you were willing, or someone, or some item, some whatever, something you're willing to suffer for. And suffering can take on a lot of different forms. It can be enduring punishment or abuse. It can be subjecting your body to training and waking up early and the rigors of physical activity. It can mean having to be very disciplined with your schedule, with your food, with your time, with everything. That's when you're passionate about something, you are willing to sacrifice other things and to suffer yourself for them. And there's always, there was moments, and I was like that when I was younger. I would say there's more jadedness came in, like playing professionally, Gager, maybe than you had, where it's like there was hard moments. There was hard moments too, and I think maybe for a player at McDavid's level, like there's different pressures there, but it's maybe a little bit easier to maintain some of that. We'll call it passion innocence. Right. Because he's one of the best in the world. There's guys that have that same mentality and that same mindset that put in all the time and all the everything, and it doesn't feel like work. And you get, we'll call it beat down by the system, like whether it's your own play or situation or, coach, GM, scout, whatever, where all of a sudden there was an obstacle that maybe couldn't be overcome, or there just was a challenge that, you just weren't able to overcome. And that can create some challenge in that passion. That being said, it's like it is. You have to, even at that highest level in the world, is you have to still love it, because the second that you don't, it's really hard to do that, because you are giving up. You look at McDavid in that article, and he's talking about being in the Bahamas for like a couple of days and then leaving after like 2, and just kind of staring off and being like, this isn't how it's supposed to be. Right? You're sacrificing those times. You're sacrificing times at home. It's I don't want to say I regret not being around for some things, but I regret not being around for some things. And why they can both, I think, simultaneously exist at the same time is, on one hand, it's like I regret missing things. I mean, you don't get some of that time back. I can't get that time back when I was gone for, spending time with my grandparents who are now gone. I don't get that back. And I sacrificed that knowingly to try to do something that I dreamed of doing. And I got to do that. And it was wonderful. But I'm allowed at the same time to look back and go, I missed that. So that truth can be a truth in tension, where it's like you can have incredible passion for something and desire and love for it, but then also on the flip side, also see some of the challenges and the hard things that go with it. And you always, I think, as an athlete, have to be gauging that, or at least be cognizant of it. But I think some players are better at separating that than others, or just being so focused on the one side that they don't see the other. And I think that can be great during your career. It can also mean challenges after your career, right? Because at some point, even for McDavid, he's going to get older, and he could Jagger this thing out. He could Jagger this thing out. He could be playing till he's 50, right? If he stays healthy. But guess what? There's still a lot of life after that. And then you're going to have to look at that and say, okay, you were really passionate about this and you just want to win. And that is a beautiful, amazing thing. But you also have to contend with it. So it's such it is a beautiful thing to see someone so passionate about it and have such a strong desire and to be a robot in that way. And it's also like, man, I want to see him win. I want to see him win. I want to see the Oilers win. I want to see them have success. I want the city and the people and the fans to feel that, because it's such a community thing and a community experience that pulls people together, and it's beautiful and wonderful. And I'm also like, man, what if he doesn't? And what's that going to be like? So sorry. I mean, I'm kind of going a different direction. Even the question you asked, this is me processing that letter out loud.
Oh, you're all good, man.
It's such a beautiful letter, but an incredibly interesting one to me too. I'll leave it at that, because I could talk about this for a while because it's super interesting. All that being said, Gager, is I loved it, but I never got to a place where it's like it was all I wanted to do. And it was all I cared about. I cared about it passionately. I enjoyed it. I was willing to suffer a lot of things for it, but I wasn't willing to suffer everything for it. And I just, and it was and is, will be an incredible amount of fun. And I'd go back and do it again, and I'd play longer if I could, because it was that. But at the same time, it's, I don't know. I know where I'm going with this. So I'm just going to stop.
Yeah, I know what you're saying, Cass. I know two things. Coming out of hockey, and I don't think you know it until you actually do it, because once you get into your late 20s, early 30s, you're considered old in hockey years, and you think you're a grandpa, right? But then you come out and then you realize, holy smokes, I have so much more runway left. That's the first thing that guys I don't think they know until they're in it, but everyone's at a different level with the amount of work they're going to put into their craft with hockey, right? Connor's at a different level, right? But I understand what you're saying about, I loved it. I would have done it for as long as I could. If I could still do it, I probably would. But my passion for it didn't take. It took away a lot of things, but I wasn't willing to sacrifice certain things too.
Right on. Great conversation, boys. Man, this show is absolutely flying by. We still have a lot to get to.
Just a good host.
Yeah. Oh, thanks, boys. I really appreciate it. Yeah. Troll in the text line says some deep stuff there, Cass. Absolutely love it. We've got Nature Boy. Dear Leafs fans, Austin Matthews here. I'm sorry I'm not going to resign. It's not you. Or it's not me, it's you. Oil City Dynasty, dear Leafs fans, he's ours forever. Beep. And then Collingwood Rob, dear Leafs Nation, you're the suckiest of the sucks. Here endeth the lesson. I mean, you're going to talk about the Oilers. You guys are going to tee up tonight's game quite a bit. So I think I'm just going to skip a little bit of that, because we've got to get to the Numbers Crunchers presented by Play Alberta. Check out playalberta.ca or download Play Alberta, the app. Okay, I got a good one for you guys. Yeah, we're kind of sticking to the theme here. The Olympics are back this Friday. Let's go, baby. Boys, McDavid, will he lead the Olympics in points? Just a throwback. Phil the Thrill Kessel led the tournament, 8 points in 6 games played. And then for Canada, 2 players tied for Team Canada. Doughty, 4 goals, 2 assists for 6 points, and Weber, 3 goals, 3 assists for 6 points. So over under 8.5 points. And then do you think McDavid will lead the tournament in points?
I don't think he will.
No.
I don't think he's going to lead it. He's going to have some points, but I think he'll be in the top 3.
Okay, Kaz?
No, because to him, it's not just about points. And you look at the quality of the players, other really great players, he'll be up there. But no, I don't think he does. I still think he hits the over. I think he put up a ton of points. Hits the over, but he doesn't lead it.
Yeah, absolutely. It's interesting. Hey, like the 2014 team, Doughty and Weber. And you got the likes of I mean, all those other players and
Weber put it through the net on one shot.
I think that might have been Vancouver. It was Vancouver or Sochi, but he definitely went through the net. Yeah. Okay. Near the end of the show, guys. Thanks for watching today. Hire it or fire it. This is for GS Construction. For over 50 years, GS Construction has been proud to serve our communities and work alongside incredible people. Every member of their team has their own story, but they'll all share one thing in common: a passion for the work we do. Visit www.gsconstruction.ca today. And for Hire It or Fire It, I'm really happy with how these came together, boys. But man, I'm curious. The numbers that this guy's been able to put up in the last few seasons, and I mean, he's catching up to Conor and McKinnon right now. But if Nikita Kucherov had McDavid and McKinnon-like speed, he would be the best player in the world. Hire it or fire it.
Hire it.
Okay.
I'm hiring it. If he had that speed, yeah.
I think so too, hey?
Because he's incredibly skilled. Like with his hands and puck skills, yeah. I feel comfortable saying that. Now he's not, so he's not the best player in the world. He's one of the best in the world. And that's without a crazy high amount of speed.
I'm going to fire it, because I don't think he becomes that type of player if he has too much speed. Like, it becomes it's not a crutch to have that, but his vision, how he can slow down a game, I think he's not the same type of player.
Okay, fair enough. Connor McDavid, he will reach 100 points before the Olympic break. He currently has 95. Hire it or fire it.
That's only 5 points.
5 points in the next two games.
5 points. You got to hire it. Yeah, you got to hire it. Yeah.
Just looking at he's playing against as well. Toronto. It's worth mentioning that Connor McDavid has 15 points over his last 7 games versus Toronto, and has 5 multi-point games in that span. So, yeah, if you're looking at the goals tonight, the last 10 games, the Oilers, I mean, it's just hit the over for sure. Lots of goals these teams tend to score. Okay. If Bouchard was on Tampa or St. Louis, he would be on Team Canada. Hire it or fire it.
Fire it. It's just not Boucher's style.
I'm going to fire it.
Yeah.
I'm going to fire it. Yeah, I'm going to fire it. I don't think that would have swayed it. I think he struggled too much at the start of the year. If he was solid at the start of the year, like if there wasn't that struggle, and if the team, and it's on the team just as much as it's him, but if the team didn't struggle, if he didn't struggle at the start of the year, then yes. But I don't think St. Louis struggled too. So no, I don't think that changes it.
Okay, and last but not least, I really, really like this one, and it's a hypothetical, but 2014's Team Canada team would beat 2026's Team Canada in a best-of-7 matchup.
Got to go back to the 2014.
Best of 7?
Mine's loading right now. Yeah, best-of-7. You got Crosby, St. Louis. You got, I like the defense a little bit better, I think. You got Weber, Doughty, goaltending behind Price.
Alone. Yeah, if you're putting Carey Price on a stacked team like that, you're not losing. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
hire it.
Oh,
I think that team is more balanced. Just looking at it, like I like it overall better, but I just with this team, it's got a little bit more. I mean, it's all star power, but you got McDavid, Crosby, McKinnon, and Makar. Like those 4, like that's insane. Like those.
Yeah, to me, it's the defense and the goaltending.
Yeah.
Not that like the defensive side of the defense.
Yeah.
Like if I'm matching those two up head to head, the forwards, I think today, your forwards are better. I think your forwards are better today. Not that they weren't good there; they were still very, very good then. But I think your forwards today are better. Your defense then maybe a little bit better from a defensive standpoint, and your goaltending is a huge thing. So, oh man, but it's still tough. It's because you still got McDavid, you still have Crosby, older Crosby, but you still have Crosby. You have McKinnon.
What about a one game all winner take
maybe
all.
just a one game, winner take all.
One game.
If
winner.
it's a one game, I'm probably going with Carey Price as the wild card.
Yeah.
One game, I'm going Carey Price as a wild card. I just think over a 7-game series, I'm going to lean. You know what? I'm going to fire it. I'm going to lean towards today's team would win. Like this year's team would win in a 7-game series. One off, I'm taking 2014 because you could have D-men shut McDavid down, shut McCarr down, shut down McKinnon. Crosby eliminates himself both situations, so that's a but I think over a 7-game series, those forwards just expose too much. So I'm going to fire it.
Sweet. Awesome. Okay. Well, that was great. Coob, you're in the house. You want to tee up EST afternoons?
Yeah, man. We got a busy show on tap. Of course, we'll get into the Dear Canada article written by Connor McDavid on the Players Tribune. And we'll preview the game tonight against the Oilers and Maple Leafs with Terry Koshan from the Toronto Sun and Post Media checking in. We also have Cordell Jackson of the Elks joining us in the first hour, too.
Awesome. Sweet. It's going to be a great show. Well, boys, Gager, Cass.
Thanks, man.
This was awesome.
Yeah,
I had so much
Trev.
fun. I had the most fun in the world. This was absolutely fantastic. So thank you so much for letting me host this bad boy. I think I'm hosting again later in the month, but this was a great show. And of course, as always, Two Guys and a Goalie is presented by GS Construction. That's it. That's a wrap. I'm YouTube Trev, and that's Cass. This is Gager. Thanks for listening. We'll see you in the next one. Stick around for EST Afternoons coming right up. Peace.